friends, and welcome to episode 205 of The Rewind, a podcast dedicated to keeping its listeners on the cutting edge of the MMORPG Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. What's that, Draq? You don't want to take the first moment to thank all the listeners for making us a part of their week? Well, too bad. It's what we always do, and I'm not stopping now. Thanks, everyone. We very much appreciate you spending your time listening to us babble. Now, what I won't babble on about is our Patreon. Short, simple, and to the point. If you have the means and want to help us produce the show, check out the links below. We have the tiers. That was my Arby's impression there. Lastly, life is funny and full of pivots. Today, it's just another pivot. We had guests, real life happened, and now we don't have guests, and we do our best to put a show together otherwise. Hopefully, we'll have guests next week, but for now, let's see what kind of trouble we can find ourselves in this week. Now, on with the show!
The adventurers crested the hill overlooking Black Rose Keep, its jagged walls a fortress of shadow and intrigue. Rumors whispered of Karos, once a throne-fast noble, now the recruiter of the deadly rogues and soldiers turned mercenary, orchestrating chaos from within. Anton Duviditis, the Darkmere shaman glyph keeper, narrowed his eyes. This keep hides more than undead. Secret schemes, the kind that could shake nations. Chirodu the gnome summoner twirled his staff. A decade-long campaign against Throwfast? That's no small feat. Someone's been planning something major here. Calorok the dwarf paladin gritted his teeth. We'll uncover their plans. These walls won't keep the truth hidden from us. Eliv the halfling rogue sniffed the air. Expert criminals and military refugees. Traps and spies everywhere. I like the challenge. Ziplocks the Darkmere rogue melted into the shadows. Let's make sure we're the ones striking first. Annoying Llama the human monk bounced on the balls of his feet. A guerrilla force, huh? Sounds like they won't give up easily. Screech the Scar Bard plucked a note from his lute. Every song has a secret. Let's listen closely. Archbishop the dwarf paladin raised his shield. We'll uncover Karos' goals. We'll stop a war before it begins. Dwimble the gnome rogue grinned. Secret spies and traps? This keep will be fun. Together, they stepped towards Black Rose Keep, ready to pierce its shadow and unravel Karos' decade-long web of intrigue.
This week in Visionary Realms News and Notes.
All right, Dinos. So the best laid plans ran afoul this week.
Well, appreciate everyone for listening, thinking we were going to have guests today, but it's fine.
At some point in the future, there will be guests. We don't know when, and I'm not promoting it anymore. It'll just magically happen one week.
It'll be super exciting. Everyone will be just overjoyed when it happens, and it'll be the greatest surprise we've had since us taking over the show. Surprise!
Surprise! But for this week, we've thrown together what we could to make a half episode.
Draq came up with the best idea, and this is now the official Baz Flash, the Rewind show. Yes. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, and you're going to get on with your Saturday life here in a real short time.
All the best Pantheon news in under 1 minute?
Well, maybe more like a half hour. We'll see. It was kind of a slow week too, so here we go. Let's, what do we got first, Draq?
Well, we got some class videos and class updates. So, this is a channel that used to do before, we ruined it. That used to do class videos all the time. Lots of there's nothing minus like more than doing class videos.
It's true. It's true. Hey, we did that Druid one a little while ago. That was pretty good.
And I was actually thinking about I should throw together a wizard one too.
Yeah.
Maybe to kind of complement his, because he doesn't do the wizard. He has videos on the enchanter, the necro, and the rogue, and he's really good. The channel name is Life Taps and Backstabs.
Hopefully you've heard of it. He's real good at breaking it all down for us and showing off all of his fancy gears and all of his fancy spells and all of his fancy gameplay, because he's fancy.
A very experienced Pantheon player. He has 3 characters that are above level 30.
Yeah, which is, we barely have one. So, yeah.
It's a lot.
And that was a long time to get there. So, good on him.
He's played a lot of Pantheon.
Yep. Any advice that he gives is certainly something worth at least listening to. Maybe you don't agree with, but, he's probably right. So, you probably should agree with him.
I thought it was pretty good. I've listened to most of 2 of them. I still need to make my way through the rogue one, even though I'm not really as interested in much in that one. Not really a rogue DPS guy, but really good. He just breaks everything down in detail.
It's like 40 minutes.
Of detail. Yeah, it's a lot of detail. So if you want the short version, if you want the Baz Flash of class videos, this is not it. But if you want the long drawn out video and you're thinking about maybe switching classes, this could be for you. Check it out.
Yeah, Enchanter is certainly a class that you want to pay attention to. There's a lot that can go real wrong real fast if you're the Enchanter. So you want to make sure you take his tips into consideration, what he has on his bar, all that stuff. And he really does do a really good job breaking that down, like you said, Draq. And the Enchanter's the one I was most inspired to listen to. Necro will definitely be next. I think the Necro's a cool class. But Rogue, I think Rogue needs a pass, a Joppa pass, before I'm going to be real interested in listening to a 40-minute video about the Rogue. It's just, it's old hat, right? Like, it's the class that's been around the longest as far as like the most done complete class for a long time, well before EA for that matter. And it needs a Joppa pass here real soon. So as soon as that happens, hopefully he puts out another one. But these are his 3 favorite classes. Oh, he also really enjoys the Dire Lord too. So if you are a Dire Lord enjoyer, then please check this channel out. You'll have a lot of great tips with it. So good stuff.
Moving on. I included this post because, Daimless, we were just doing the beginning of this Ghaldassii Necklace quest. Our alts, which we're planning on using for Black Rose Keep, we've been hanging out at the Ghaldassii ruins. Vendini's been power leveling us, getting some lower level characters up to level. We're shooting for 18 to 20 with those characters, and we've just been sitting at the ruins for hours killing goblins.
Yeah, it's a grind even at upper level teens. At least now that we were being power leveled at the beginning, but now the group is like more taking over.
Yeah.
The problem is the group doesn't have a healer, like a real healer with us. We're just using.
Wait. Vendini's 2 outside level 35 characters don't count as having a healer?
An in-group healer, someone that's taking care of us.
Yeah.
It's fine. I like being power leveled. I like having all those high level buffs on me. So it makes things real easy, pretty brainless. We can just kind of...
Pretty brainless.
Yeah. That's what we like.
It's real boring, and I'm just like... Ugh.
We all do sleep pretty hard when we play these alts. I assume, that's why he's trying to push us into Hal Near, right? Is so that we have something a little more challenging. It's not just goblin after goblin after goblin. Although I did find out that if you are a monk and you are feigned death on the top of the Ghaldassii ruins and one of those goblins comes along and kicks you off, you will not fall to your death. You will just land nicely on the ground, still alive, and feign death. So
that's an extra perk right there.
Yeah. So all you monks out there, if you can successfully feign death before something punts you off a very high place, you will live. Exploited.
Nice. Well, all that to say is in that spot, there is a named mob. I probably should have looked it up, but I don't remember what the goblin the name of the goblin is. Anyway, there's a named goblin, and you kill the named goblin, and he drops a necklace.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. It's a 10% chance to see the named mob, and then it's like a 5% chance to see the necklace. So it's fairly rare, apparently, according to the guy in this post. But
I think we've seen it more than that. At least it feels that way.
Yeah, it seems like we've gotten it way more than that. But that's what the guy in the post said. This item that you get is a % increase to damage.
And healing.
And you and I know, as
percentages.
Veteran MMO players, anytime you add % to damage or % to healing, it is automatically broken. It is broken for all time. You cannot do this. MMO developers, hear the wisdom of our years of MMO playing and years of trying to game the system. Every time I see % to damage or % to healing added, I'm like, yes, that is the item that you want. That is the best item in the game. That will never, ever be swept aside for another item until many expansions later. Things with other stats on them, with many other stats, probably will never compare to this item because that is almost always the best to have.
Without
you want
a doubt.
that desperately.
Just look to no further than EverQuest 2. That's the king of percentage gear. And everyone hates how bloated that game is. But it's percentages that make it that way. There's just select items that have those percentages locked into them. And you have them for the rest of the game. Like you go several expansions down the road, and that's what you got. So
when you start multiplying things, that's when the numbers start getting big. So
yep.
Anyway, the guy on this post is complaining that this is a bad game design decision, which I kind of tend to agree with him. I don't think it's a great decision to put percentage damage or increased percentage damage in the game or increased percentage healing. I think it's a bad plan because you end up needing it. You end up absolutely needing it. That's the problem.
For sure. I mean, end game is tough. You know, as you get up there, especially in the Ash Breathers, it's tough. I think the biggest thing that I disagree with is, we were talking about earlier, the amount of time that it takes to get this necklace, that it's forcing high-level players to camp low-level mobs for long periods of time. This person has clearly not played any old school MMOs in his life. I mean, we can simply look right at the Mana Stone, right? Like, camping for 50, 100, 200 hours, that's just normal.
It's part of the deal.
Yeah, that's everyday old school MMO.
What was that quest in Kunark where there was a ground spawn that happened on like a ledge or something, and then after that you had to kill the turtle?
The turtle was in Velius.
No, but there was like this ground spawn, and it was like a 24-hour ground spawn or 48-hour ground spawn or something like that. And you had to get it. It was part of the ring for the Velius quest.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, it was part of the ring for the Velius quest. There was this ground spawn that you had to sit there, and it was like a 24 or 36-hour ground spawn. And so there were people there all the time, and sometimes they would be invisible. And you'd just be clicking on this spot because you knew kind of the window that it would, like a 3 or 4 hour window that it would be in, but you didn't know the exact time. So you'd just be sitting there for hours just clicking on the spot over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just like, it's so dumb.
But it's just a part of everyday life for MMOers.
Like, I mean, I guess, but
this is normal.
I don't want to do that though.
Too bad.
I don't want to play MMOs like that. It's icky.
We do that. That's what we do.
I know. I just don't want to.
I know. It's tough. MMOers just don't have lives outside their fake life in an MMO. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to like it. And the problem is there are people that are going to do it. It's like when you play a gacha game, right? And you want free to play to work. And it sometimes does and kind of does. But you're always like, well, how much money are these whales spending to get these whatever in the gacha game? Either it be horse waifu racing or Pokemon Pocket or whatever gacha game I'm playing at the time. I don't play the horse waifu racer. Draq. Don't put those words in my mouth. Anyway, but like the people are still gonna do it. There's no way around it. If there's a way to do it, they'll spend the time, they'll spend the money, whatever it takes to get the fancy thing that they want. And that's how MMOs and gacha games and all sorts of things like that will always be. It's just something we have to deal with and get used to. But the fact that he's complaining about it, that the precedence has been set for 30 years, my man. I'm sorry you don't want to do it, but, and this is me talking to the poster, not you, Draq, but I mean, you can lump yourself in here. We're going to do it and we're going to like it. And that's just how it is. But I do think like that necklace was, I mean, I've had 2. So like, it certainly doesn't take that long.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll camp things forever. Whatever.
That's right. Thank you. That's how we forge friendships.
I mean, it's kind of true.
We wanted the downtime to have conversations and make meaningful relationships. Isn't that one of the tenets? It is now, if it's not already.
Hey, Joppa, you get me so excited about classes and abilities. When you say you're someone, I'll come and friends for me. Hey, Joppa, I hope your words were pure gold. My broken heart is my fault, so now I carry around an extra shaker of salt. Hey, Joppa.
All right, Daimos, we got some more Joppa says. Are you excited?
Oh, those sweet, sultry Joppa tones, except that it's Joppa keystrokes. Not
Joppa
his actual
keystrokes.
Voice.
Hey, it's not a blog post. Not a blog post. Now, this hit the Discord yesterday, but my good friend Vendini went back to actually checked it out. He says this is old news, but it's new to me because I didn't see it before. So take that, Vendini. Joppa had mentioned that there will not be a wipe before BRK, but that VR is actively discussing wipes and should be able to provide some more information about that soon. And then he goes on to list he's got several things they need to think about, of like adjusting experience rate and a game-wide itemization to be updated. So yeah, how about that no wiping before launch of 1.0?
No, come on. Don't put words in his mouth.
I believe it was some wise sages that said there's no possible way that's not going
no
to happen.
Possible way.
I believe that was you and me.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream. An absolute pipe dream.
And I remember saying there's no that my number is 2. There's at least going to be 2 full wipes before 1.0 comes out.
Oh, for sure. I think I said more.
Yeah, and we intimated that it's probably going to be more, but at least the bare minimum was going to be 2. And I feel we're right on track for that.
You definitely crushed it. 2 it looks to be the right number.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that they need to necessarily wipe. They just should at this point. Like, there's no content. It's being worked on, like we talked about last week, which is fine. But how else are you going to keep people engaged? We're tired of level 50 summoners coming to the Ghaldassii ruins to camp a stupid necklace. It's just
it's true.
It's asinine. Like,
well, the other thing is, how else are you going to test these experience rate adjustments if everyone is power leveling? Because that's all that's left.
Yep.
All that's left is people that power level. We're power leveling. That's how
kinda.
I mean, we're pretty power level-y.
I wouldn't say it's real power leveling. It's just there's someone else healing. We just don't have a healer, and they're healing us, and I guess we get
with level 35 healing spells.
I mean, we're not even real power levels. We're not even 50 to power level our little.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to put it that way, probably true.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's at least discussion about it, because people are going to get real upset if there's no wipe before 1.0, and once 1.0 hits, there's a wipe. You just need to get people ready for it. And if this game is really a year and a half away, less than, you need to be wiping. You need to get people ready to lose all their shit, because it's happening real quick.
I don't know about that 2-year timeline. I think that's real shaky at this point, don't you?
Well, of course I do. I did when EA hit. I was shaky about a 2-year timeline. Nathan said it best. We're 0 days closer to the 2-year launch of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen.
2 years from today? Yeah. 2 years from today.
2 years from tomorrow? 2 years from a month from now?
I don't know. It's
It's not anytime soon. So I hope Pantheon gets that 2-year mark out of people's brains, because it's not happening. And if it does, then we're just going to have an Embers Adrift situation where it launches and it's still not done and still getting worked on.
And we have tables for vendors.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that. There's still, to this day, table vendors in Embers Adrift.
From the SGL Action News Desk, this is MMO News, featuring your anchors, Draq and Daimlos.
All right, Daimlos, Hero's Journey fires back.
Oh, so exciting.
So exciting.
So much stuff to talk about here.
So exciting. If you've been following the drama, Daybreak has sued the Hero's Journey and, I don't know, other people because, gosh darn it, we're upset and we're not going to take it anymore. And, yeah.
This is for sure the new drama quest. Like, I appreciate all that this is doing to keep, it's summer, it's slow news time.
Something.
It always is.
We got nothing. This is all we got.
This is it, which is fine. This is pretty good.
This is pretty good.
I'll be honest with you, Draq. I can't believe that these guys are like putting up a fight. There's just nothing to fight about.
They are completely 100% in the wrong.
For sure. But I will say that they do bring up good points, but it's all for naught because it's not their game.
It's not their game. Legally, they have zero legs to stand on. Zero.
Why are you wasting other people's money? Like, you're asking your players to give you money for legal fees. You are just literally throwing away their money. You might as well just keep it and say, ha ha ha, we didn't actually hire lawyers. Go fuck yourselves.
Are we 100% sure that's not happening?
I mean, that could be. They're probably representing themselves and keeping all the money. Well, at least I hope so. Because that would be something smart. Because what would be dumb is hiring lawyers to try to fight Daybreak when they own the game. There's nothing to be even said here. I can't believe there's even a lawsuit.
Yeah, you literally ripped off their game. You're using their install files on everyone else's computers, and then you're just modding a few things, and then you're using it to make money. It's so open and shut. And
you're just fighting ticky-tacky bullshit.
Yeah, and I read all the things on the list, and it's all just nonsense.
Well,
I think it's all nonsense.
I think they are solid points. But how can we actually prove them? It does not matter.
None of their points matter.
It doesn't matter.
You concede every point on that list, which one of their points is that they didn't actually affect EverQuest subscriptions. It doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
They could be 100% right about that, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it does. It's just, and all the rest of their points are exactly like that. They could lose on every one of those points, and it still doesn't matter because you took their game and you're making money off their game, and it's not going to them, the people who created it. It's going to you, the people who hacked it and modded it, which is not a real thing.
Right. Like, this is just a big old nothing burger. Hopefully they get some payment from Daybreak when Daybreak takes this and makes it their own and makes it the next year's. Hopefully they get to be a part of that. Maybe that's what this is all. Maybe that's what the settlement will be. Like, okay, you 2 guys or 3 guys. I think it's 2 guys, isn't it 2?
I don't know.
I think there's only 2 on the lawsuit. You 2 can come in. You can work for Daybreak. You can be the TLP kings for a year and bring the hero's journey to Daybreak and maybe get a little small tiny paycheck, or maybe they just don't pursue legal action and take all your money, because that's what they will do if you continue to fight this like idiots. Kenny Rogers said it best. You got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away and know when to run. Okay.
And if you ain't got a sew right now, you better start running.
Yeah, I can't even believe this. This is just like, this is crazy. They have no leg to stand on whatsoever.
Not one, and never will. It doesn't. You could argue all the points till you're blue in the face, and it doesn't matter. I do think that they do bring up some good points, like Darkpaw or Daybreak Darkpaw. They are shooting themselves in the foot. They are by banning people. Yeah, that's certainly something.
100%.
By putting out terrible TLPs. Yes, that's
100%.
absolutely a great point.
Could Darkpaw have done this better? Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
They have dialed it in.
Have they alienated their entire community?
Yes,
they have. 100%. And that's all the stuff that they're bringing up. But that doesn't matter. They have the right legally to do that.
Yep. It's just a non-issue. It's like, stop wasting money. Stop throwing money at lawyers. Stop wasting judges' times. Just shut your game down, bros. I'm sorry. And hope that Darkpaw hires you for this year's TLP. That's the end. Sorry, guys.
I would have just a little bit. It would be horrible and it would be awful. But I would just have a little bit of respect for them if they actually were taking the lawyer money and just putting it straight in their pocket.
Thank you for all the lawyer money. We spent it on hookers and blow. And have a great day, everybody. Game shut down. That's
the end.
The end.
5,
Draq, I'm so disappointed in you.
4,
Luckily, every week I dominate this list and just destroy Dimos.
3,
I thought you would just tuck your head between
No
your
way!
butt cheeks.
No, my list is
And
amazing.
It's not at all.
2,
Already your list is the worst. Your list is the worst.
1.
All right, Dimos, do you know why this week is my favorite top 5 ever?
Why is that?
Well, because I am guaranteed to win.
Okay, like we said in the start of the show, we kind of had to throw some things last minute together because our plans changed. So we didn't want to force our Patreons to try to come up with some top 5 stuff in a matter of minutes. And so I decided, you know what, Draq? Let's just do a list together. Let's talk about our top 5 MMOs that you and I played together.
Let's take a trip down MMO memory lane.
You do the sound better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to even try to do the sound. All right, Draq. Well, this is normally where I'd throw it to you to give your top 5, but instead, what is our top 5, Draq?
Our top 5. Number 5 is, of course, Dark Ages of Camelot. Now,
Great game.
if you followed us at all, you know that, of course, in Dark Ages of Camelot, the best faction is, of course, the Hibernia faction.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. The greatest of all time. And
I can't even remember the other two's names. Albions and
Midgard.
Midgards.
Remember Midgard?
Gross.
Midgard
They're
was
so
the
boring.
hated.
What boring names. Humans.
Albion
and
is all
orcs.
human. That's all they are.
boring.
It's just human. Boring.
We already know that humans are the most boring race of all time.
And Midgard is just cheat. They're just cheat code, right? Anybody can play Midgard and win.
Yep.
But you got to have some
if you played Midgard and brag that you won, that just means you're a bad DOC player.
Yep.
You
100%.
didn't actually challenge yourself.
Nope. You just took the easy mode. You just I'd like a one button scald that just stunned you, mezzed you, and then instant killed you. That's what I'd like.
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start, Dark Age of Camelot.
100%.
I've got 50 extra lives in Contra, and now I'm playing Dark Age of Camelot Midgard. That's what you did.
That's what you did. I have 2 favorite moments in Dark Ages of Camelot. One was back in the day when we had the Darkness Falls. And I think you might have been gone by this time, but
we played this game for a long time.
But Darkness Falls, if you remember, was this dungeon in Dark Ages of Camelot where you had to capture things in the PvP area, and then it was a PvE/PvP dungeon. So you would be dungeoning with your group, and then all of a sudden, one of the other factions would take the dungeon entrance over, and then they would enter the dungeon, and then they would just come wipe you out, right? And that was just for me. I don't have a specific story, but there were just lots of stories where we're just down there, we're grinding XP because it was the best XP at the time was in Darkness Fall. And so we were just grinding XP, we're getting good loot, and all of a sudden you see on the thing, you're just like, oh, Midgard has taken over the entrance to Darkness Fall. And you just knew, because anytime another faction took it over, then everybody would just rush to the entrance to get in. And so you just knew, like, oh, they're coming and we're going to die. And that
I got to get out. Got to get out of here.
You either had to get out or you just had to resign yourself that you were just going to die. And so
which you did.
Which you did most a lot. Of the time. There was a lot of dying. But it was fun. I really liked that mechanic in an MMO. I really thought that it was well done, and I really appreciated it.
I also appreciated Dark Age of Camelot because it was still like new in the world of MMOs. Like we were still really learning how to play MMOs when this game came out. You know, we had years of EverQuest, and I just felt like it kind of gave us a return of what we didn't know. You know, it was a lot of fun. It was pretty difficult. The PvE was actually quite a bit of fun. I remember just really enjoying that game. Other than the friend we played it with, you and I were great. But you know, other than that, I just remember having a lot of fun in those dungeons and in those.
We really played the heck out of the PvE portion of that game.
And it reminded me a lot of EverQuest, right?
More than almost anybody else around us. Like we were just content to go farm stuff and go camp things. Like that was, and we were having a good time with it. We were like, oh, this is just kind of what we do.
And that's why we played Hibernia, because ignorance is bliss.
Absolute bliss. Now, the other favorite moment that I had was in our newest rendition when we went and played that most recent TLP,
the Eden server,
or whatever it was, and we played it on the MMO 101, right? And you were there for that, right? You were part of that.
We did come and join you,
and we did at the end of it, as we were kind of winding down, we did a little PvP action, right?
Yeah, with Shepto leading the way,
and so we showed up in this zone. And we're like, and we're going for this tower, and there was like maybe one guy in the tower, and we killed him barely. Like there was 8 of us, and we barely killed one guy because we're
not great at PvP.
A, we're so bad at PvP, and B, we were so undergeared that it was ridiculous. But we killed this guy. Well, it turns out that this was a castle with the epic item. Because you remember the relic. Yes. So each faction had a relic. And if you got the relic, then your team got further honor and glory. And I didn't even know what was going on. I just saw a chalice that appeared on a stand. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go click on that. And so I went over and clicked on the chalice, and I beat Random Rob, which I never do. I never beat him at clicking on anything. And then I got to be the one to claim the chalice. And it announced to the whole server that Draq had claimed the chalice for Hibernia. And I was pretty proud. A little tear to the eye there.
Absolutely.
As because when we played originally, we never got close to getting any relic of Midgard ever. Like we weren't.
But both you and I were terrible PvP classes. Awful. Like in the world of Hibernia, there was only a couple classes you could actually play, and we were none of them. We were the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
which was fine. I really enjoyed it for PvE. For what it was, I enjoyed that PvE, and enjoyed it again when we went and played on Eden server too. So yeah, definitely number 5, Dark Age of Camelot.
All right, does that mean we're moving on to number 4?
Let's do it. Number 4, hit me, Draq.
All right, number 4 is of course Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen. Now, some may say that's a little low for Pantheon. Well, you know, the problem is one, we haven't played Pantheon for as long together. And 2, it's not a complete game TM. Like, it's just not all there yet. And so it's hard to rank it above these other games that we played together for years and were complete games that we got to the end to. We experienced all the fun, cool things to do that, you know, it was just, there was a lot more there. And we just, in Pantheon, that's just not quite all there yet.
100%. Although hours logged, This game is getting up there. This is we are doing our due diligence to put in the amount of time that we put in all these other games. And certainly we've met more people here that have stuck around longer. So that I mean, we've been playing this one for years now.
It's been years now.
So it had to be on the list, even if it's not a complete game TM.
Yeah. And I would say my favorite moment is when we got the wind feather spell. I just think, and we had
the 5 feathers.
The 5 feathers. We had so much fun with the 5 feathers hopping around and floating everywhere. It was just such a good time in
cheat codes.
Pre-alpha.
Cheat codes make the best of games.
Yeah, it was just so
just ask Midgard.
So much fun. What about you? What's your favorite memory of Pantheon so far?
Oh, I really enjoyed getting blasted off to the moon. That was pretty cool. I know you weren't there. I'm sorry for that. Let's see. What else have we done?
You probably should tell that story a little bit more detailed than that. Just being blasted off of the moon doesn't mean much to the peeps.
So this was still in when we named things after numbers, PA5. This was my literal first time playing Pantheon. I ended up grouping with Nathan and our good friend Marks on the After Dark program and some others. And Nathan was the ticket to getting a little developer love, a little streamer love. And so this was right before about to be a Co-Carnage playtest. And they were like needing to test some stuff before they showed it off to the world on Co's stream. And so they came over and they were like, how would you like to test something for us before we show it off to Co's stream? And we're like, okay, yeah, sure. What do you got? Nothing. Just stand here and enjoy. And so I, of course, have the dev targeted, and he casts a spell that says, take me to the moon. And as soon as it hit, we instantly took off, jolted straight into the air, blast off style. And so I actually got to see the planet Terminus. It is a round planet. I have seen it. I've been out to space. This is something that we're going to be able to do. So like future state, going to the moon, going to Pantheon Luckland, whatever it may be called, is very much a possibility. It is a living, breathing world. It is a planet. I have seen it. And then they were like, okay, yeah, that was it. So we didn't actually go to the moon. It was just we got blasted off into space. And they're like, okay, so whenever you're ready, we want you to click it off. And we fell forever. And basically what they wanted us to do is they wanted us to test to see what happened after we fell back to planet Terminus, right? And so some of us died. We collided on impact and died. Some of us did make it through. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe they cast some sort of like levitate on us right before we fell, but that's what they were trying to test. They wanted Co to be able to survive this fall and, come back to the world, show it all and be fine. And so the problem was that stream never happened. There was never a co-stream afterwards, so no one ever got to see this, and we can't really prove it. Now, Nathan recorded all this, but the file got corrupted, so we never could show anybody after the NDA lifted. We could never show what we actually did, but that was a cool moment. But honestly, Draq and I, we've had so many cool moments in this show. The first time we got to show off, go to Mad Run, any of these like really ridiculously hard places that we got first cracks into, that was always the best part. Us trying to do our best against what is really a broken game and doing our best to survive at either low levels or under geared or, trying to overcome adversity at any time in this game. That's what we do in Pantheon. We just overcome adversity more than anybody else.
We are really good at that. If we have one strength, it's getting farther with no gear than anyone else. That's our wheelhouse.
Absolutely. And as our good friend Random Rob has made a shirt about, if we can't outsmart them, outstupid them.
Absolutely. Well, Pantheon may be our wheelhouse, but number 3 is definitely your wheelhouse.
Maybe later on. Maybe later
early on. Yeah, early on it was definitely both of us because we were both there. EverQuest 2. We were there on launch day. We were going hard. Like we had a static and we were there day 1. We had our classes mapped out. We met up, we grouped, and we started grinding day 1 of EverQuest 2. And we had a ton of fun in EverQuest 2. It was an amazing experience, and I loved every minute of it. We wanted EverQuest to win over World of Warcraft. We wanted it to win badly at the time. We were so pissed at World of Warcraft all the time because they were taking all our friends away from EverQuest 2. But sadly, it was not to be. But before we both stopped playing, we did get our epic glowy weapons and prismatics. Yes, that was the name of them. We got our prismatic weapons. And that was really the only time in any MMO that I really like. We were first. We were what? We were server second.
We were on the cutting edge.
Yeah, we were on the bleeding edge. We were server second, and the other guild was like super try hard, and we were server second, and we were like days behind them, not like weeks. We were days behind them. And we pulled it together and we made it happen. And it was like this moment where we were walking around EverQuest 2 and people were sending me tells. How did you get that? Where does that come from? That is so cool. I want that. And we were the guys that we always wanted to be all the time.
We got to live our EverQuest dreams in EverQuest 2.
This is the only time ever in any MMO where we were the one everyone was looking at and feeling a little bit of jealousy about. And that's never happened before, and it never happened again. So
it makes me feel good.
Being those guys for a brief moment was super fun.
I really enjoyed our guild in that. And it was a guild that, once again, we tried to run. But it was like 12 people.
Yeah.
It was literally a guild of 12 people. And we had to merge to do our prismatics with someone. Not a full-on merger, but we played along with them.
We had an alliance.
But our 12 people were able to keep up with the huge guilds, the guilds that had hundreds of people with. We were, as far as discoveries went, that whole thing that, the website showed all the first, we were up there. We were right there with all those big guilds. Half of it was
Chad, and another half was, was Pigs, because we had one guy that was just obsessed with finding new things. And then we had one guy that just wanted to do world first. And so he went around and randomly was doing weird crafting things that nobody else was doing just so he could get world first. It was pretty funny.
And we did. Our name was emblazoned there on that server, and we were good. We were also probably the peak, our peak gaming.
Yeah, that was definitely
we've lost a step, but
like 8 steps, but
7 steps.
Who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. We're old now. We can lose as many steps as we want. But yeah, EQ2 was a lot of fun. I'm almost more shocked that we didn't put this number 1, but there's other reasons. There
was much discussion on which one should be 2 and which one should be 3. Yeah, I think they're pretty interchangeable.
For sure, a flip flop.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You're right, 100%. But speaking of number 2, Draq, what did we put for number 2?
I know we're never gonna live this down, and
it's fine.
I'm okay.
I don't care. Yep.
And it is the devil, and we rooted against it for so many years, but it's just real good. And I'm sorry,
it's too good.
It's too good. World of Warcraft,
the game's too good.
You got to give props to Blizzard.
They crushed it.
Recently,
they're still crushing it to this day.
Recently, they've had some missteps, but in the beginning, they were amazing. They were everything you wanted as a game company. They delivered on every front all the time. They took everything about MMOs and they made it better. And they amassed millions and millions and millions of gamers into an MMO that we didn't even think was possible at the time. We were just these nerds that the D&D people didn't want anything to do with because we were on computers, and real life people thought we were crazy and in some kind of cult, some kind of death cult, right? And so it's like World of Warcraft made playing an MMO socially acceptable. Like people didn't look at you like you were some kind of weird person, some homeless person on the street, right? It's just like it made being playing MMOs cool. And it was they had a Toyota commercial. They had
William Shatner.
They had William Shatner doing the shaman commercial. Like everything was so cool.
Mr. T, don't forget him.
Mr. T. They had the kung fu guy. Anyway, they had all these. They had they made MMOs mainstream, and so that was awesome. But what was also awesome, and this was my favorite part, was the Bear Mount quest. And
for sure.
And running the Bear Mount quest with my brother, who was leading this team like it was his personal like military squad, and we had to get through this thing, and just completing the Bear Mount and getting it done. I will never forget that. We had that 10-man, you had to do this 10-man dungeon, and you had to do it under a specific time, and we worked and worked and worked and worked and strived, and it was just super hard, and we finally accomplished it, and we got the Bear Mount, and I will never forget that.
We worked very hard for that. I'm glad we did. It was something. And what a great thing to have content for groups of 10 people, right? Like it doesn't have to be a 50-person group to get the
it was
good
great
loot or the good. Yeah. Yep. Bless Blizzard for that. My favorite thing was the Netherwing Drake. Man, I camped those stupid eggs for forever. But was it worth it because I got my purple Netherwing Drake? You're damn right it was. I love that Netherwing Drake. But we had so much fun in Battlegrounds. Man, we suck at PvP, but I had a ton of fun in those Battlegrounds because it wasn't just us, right? Like it was even, it was 10 on 10 or whatever.
You know why it was so much fun? I can tell you why it was so much fun.
Because your brother was so unbelievably good at.
Brother was so unbelievably good. Yeah. He carried us.
He did carry us.
He completely carried us. We'd be over here off to the side, just dying in every way possible. And all of a sudden you just see this flash, this whirl of a warrior. He just spins in and you just like crit, you're dead, dead, stunned, you're dead. And like all of a sudden everyone's just laying dead around us. And I'm like, what did we do? We didn't do anything. All right, good job.
We soaked up damage for him.
Everyone, yeah, he'd have like the flag in PvP, and like, and then he'd go kill the other person's flag carrier while holding the flag, like,
and take it back, and then go turn it.
And we're just sitting over there, just screwing around on the sidelines, not even knowing,
just unbelievable,
just not knowing what we're doing. And he's just like, okay, I got this, guys. That's fine.
Oh, Drax, brother, you were the best. You were the best of us. I miss you every day.
Indeed.
He was the best of us in EQ2 too.
That's true. All right. That only leaves number one, a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a mystery.
Oh, whatever could this be? Whatever could this be? I don't know. What was it? Was it Vanguard?
No. It's not.
It definitely wasn't fucking Vanguard.
I wanted it to be Vanguard, but it wasn't.
No. It didn't even make the top 5. It was that bad.
We do have some honorable mentions. Do you want to mention some honorable mentions? I thought of a couple more, too.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Other than Guild Wars 2?
Guild Wars 2, I didn't even put that on the honorable mentions.
Wow.
Okay, it was great. Okay. Guild Wars 2 was okay. We didn't do it for very long.
That's when I was in my like enchanter phase, and I played a Mesmer. It was terrible.
It was brutal.
I hated it.
I was going to mention Embers Adrift. We didn't say anything about Embers Adrift.
Yeah, that's true.
We played Embers Adrift for quite a while.
We did. I really enjoyed that game. I still do to this day. It's probably been a couple months since I've been back into it, but I would go back. If someone would be willing to go back with me, I'd be willing to go back. So
someone was willing to go back with me, Mr. C and Gulo. We would be willing to go back, Mr. C and Gulo.
Not naming any names. Oh, Project Gorgon.
Yeah, Project Gorgon. We forgot all about Project Gorgon.
Yeah, we didn't last long in that game is the problem. Like we only lasted maybe 3 months at most, and that's all 5 of these games we lasted at minimum a year, if not multiple years at this point.
Yeah, I like to put Project Gorgon on the honorable mention.
I love Project Gorgon. It's such a great game. Such a great game.
All right, well, let's get down to business, as they say, as Disney says. Let's get down to business.
Thank you, Mulan. Where I'm going for my story. But where are you going to go for your story about EverQuest?
Am I going to clip your story? I don't know. Which ones? You better go first. I got so many stories.
Well,
you go first.
Well, I mean, mine's a salad shooter.
Yes.
How could it not be?
Yes.
I was one of the first druids on our nameless server to have the salad shooter, which is the druid epic weapon. This was the only other time where we were on the cutting edge. And I know you couldn't get it because you played Shadow Knight.
And it was the worst epic ever.
Yeah. At least mine was easy enough to get, and I was so happy to get it. I was tickled pink that I got to be one of the very first druids to get it.
Tell them how you were the very first druid to get it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have got it, but, sometimes the sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while, right? So I, being a good guildmate, showed up for my good buddy Bloodbear was his name. I'll never forget it.
You remembered his name. I couldn't remember, but when you said it, I was like, oh, that's the guy.
I will never forget Bloodbear for the rest of my life because of this moment where we talked about it earlier in the intro. Sometimes real life comes to play.
Yeah.
And you have to choose real life over an MMO. Well, I showed up for my fellow druid Bloodbears, him to go kill Fedor when there wasn't eventually you got fake Fedor and you could get your part of the weapon that way. But nope, this was back when you actually had to kill him in his zone for real life, swimming or hovering, and he came out of the water and you had to do the whole thing. This was for real, not just a fake dragon Fedor, but the actual real Fedor. We came to play. We grouped up, the guild came. Bloodbear didn't show up. He was a no call, no show. And so who was next in line? This is why you always show up for your other members that are the same class that you play.
Absolutely.
Because just in case they may not show, and your boy Daimlos was ready for it. He was next in line. Actually, I don't even think I was next in line. I was several druids down the row, but no one else showed up except for me. And we showed up and we killed that dragon and I got that loot, and that salad shooter was mine.
Dude, it brings a smile to my face right now because I remember, and we're sitting there and the whole guild, there was 25, 30 people. And
I was thinking it was even 40 or 50.
It might have been that many. And we're all sitting there in this group and I'm texting Daimlos as it happens. Yeah. I'm like,
is this happening?
I'm like, dude,
is this real?
I'm like, dude, where's Bloodbear?
Where's Bloodbear?
I'm like, it's 15 minutes after. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, who druids? I'm like, dude, there's no other druids here.
It's you.
You're the one. You're gonna get this, man.
This is
and Daimlos is like, no, he's gonna show.
No way. He's gonna show.
Because there's no freaking way you would miss this. There's no you'd be like grandma's funeral. You'd be like, nope, we're not going to that. I'm definitely going to get myself.
Sorry, dead grandma. I loved you. Geez. But you're dead, and this salad shooter is alive, and I'm getting it.
They waited. That guild waited 30 minutes for this.
They definitely did not want to give it to me.
They did not.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, I don't think it's that they didn't want to give it to you. It's that the Bloodbear was a staple of the guild.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the druid leader.
He was one of the and he was really well liked. He was a good guy.
To the point where I showed up for another druid to get his salad shooter before me.
He was a great guy.
Yeah, of course.
But we were just sitting there, and the longer it went, the more excited I was getting. And I was like, dude, this is it. We're going to get it.
This is happening. Dude, this is real life.
And I count this as also my epic weapon, even though I never got to wield it, because I was there for the whole freaking thing.
The whole thing. Yep.
Yeah.
We did it all. And we did it with just 3 people mostly.
Yeah.
All those corrupted animals along the way in Kunark, and I definitely remember spearkiting all these things. Oh, the barracuda. Oh,
I thought
the corrupt barracuda.
We almost died 20 times to that dumb fish.
Yep.
But we were not letting it go. We were like,
we got it.
No one else is getting it. It's ours.
Yep. And we did.
So
and then we got the salad shooter. It literally was epic. Literally was epic.
Literally.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that salad
It's so
shooter.
good.
It was so good.
Well, I will.
How about you? Give me some stories, Draq.
I will not tell the Man of Stone story because that's a sad story, and everybody knows it anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I will retell a different old story, which is probably my favorite EverQuest story of all time, which was our very first Fear raid.
Oh, of course.
Which is just classic and also just epic. Because what happened is we joined this guild and we were kind of new to the guild, and they were like, hey, we're raiding Fear tonight. You guys are high level. You want to join us? And we're like, okay, but we've never been to Fear before. And they're like, yeah, it's no problem. You just come along and just come with us, and it's going to be great.
We'll show you the ropes.
Yeah, we'll show you the ropes. We clear this all, or they didn't say all the time, but they said we've cleared it a couple of times. We've got it down. It's no problem. And we're like, okay, well, we're just dumb tourists. We'll come along.
Yeah.
So we get in there. I think we cleared the first spot. They had moved to the second spot.
Mm-hmm.
And
God, I was so scared this whole time.
And we were just
I was so scared.
our pants the whole time because it was just totally new. We had never raided anything before.
Yep.
So this whole experience was way different for us because we had just done a 3-person group all the way to 50.
Yeah.
And that's all we ever did in EverQuest because we were just our own static, and that's how we did it. So we got in this raid, and we're just kind of, participating or whatever. Well, all of a sudden the pull goes bad, and there's like 15 mobs, and 15 mobs in Fear is bad. Like
that's death.
Very, very bad. So the call for the clerics to camp goes out, and then like something happened, and they were like, I don't think that we're not going to have enough time to get the clerics to camp. We need to run interference or something like that. So then, like, in my mind's eye, I'm like, between you, me, and our third, I picture us just like winking at each other, just like, okay, we just have to spring into action. And we didn't even say anything. We just sprung into action. And
this is what we do.
Daimos just zoomed off. And he's just going in a direction, and he's just casting little baby dots on stuff. And all of a sudden, some of these mobs start to peel off. And so he's got the super sow, and he's just taking off, and he's doing laps around the middle of Fear with like 3 or 4 mobs now on him. And all of a sudden, our necro, he's like, okay, so bring them past us. And so Daimos makes a lap past us. And so then me and the necro, we're pulling mobs off Daimos, and we're fear kiting them because I was a Shadow Knight, a Rudite Shadow Knight. So I had a ton of mana, and he was the human necro. And so we're just sitting there. And so I'm fear kiting like 4 mobs. The necro's fear kiting like 8 mobs. And Daimos has got like 5 or 6 mobs.
Everything else
still chasing him around. So we must have done this for like 20 minutes because everybody got logged out, and then we explained the situation that we had it under control. Everybody logged back in. They rezzed everybody, and then they began to pick mobs off of Daimos one at a time and kill them. And then they took the mobs off me, and then last they took all the mobs off the necro. And we were the heroes of the night. And everyone was praising us for our skill and just like how cool we were under fire. And I just thought it was one of the most awesome moments ever.
It definitely was. I never thought that a place like Fear, especially after raiding Fear multiple times after that, and in different years, obviously not in 99 anymore. I will never see anything like that again. We were just at the right place at the right time, and we knew exactly what we needed to do, and I couldn't believe it worked. Especially our very first time there.
Yeah, I thought we didn't know what we were doing. I thought we were dead.
Oh, yeah, we should have been dead.
We're just buying some time for the people to log out.
Yep. But we got it under control and saved the day. It was unbelievable. Yeah, that story there will never be another story to top our journey.
It's the best.
EverQuest.
Yeah. And to prepare us for this, because that's how we leveled. That was the kicker to the whole story. Because the 3 of us, we created these characters to fear kite. That was the whole goal of the whole thing. And so everywhere we went, every XP we did, every camp we did, we fear kited. It didn't matter where it was. We were fear kiting in Guck, and we made it work. right?
That is exactly
because we were
accurate.
that good at it. We were really efficient with our fear guiding, and we knew which places to run. We knew how to outrun things if we lost the snare. Like, we were really good at it, and so we had been. It's like we were training for this moment, and then the moment actually happened, and it was
It
super
happened.
fun to pull off.
Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it, but we did it.
Yeah,
We showed people a different way. It was just a different way. Like, there's so many ways to skin a cat, right? Like, it just is a different way to take on fear, and we did it. We out-feared fear.
it's a true story.
Great number one. God, this list is great. Sorry we don't have any Patreons because we traded this last moment. We did a list. There will be a list as long as our guests are able to make it next week, as long as life doesn't get in the way, and this will be a more complete episode. But sorry for the longest top 5 of only one list. But here we are.
Here we are.
We did it. We got through it.
Indeed.
Before you leave, we've one final word. Before you've forgotten all that you've heard, there is a moment evergreen. Stay here a while and listen to me.
Well, Draq, so much for the half-hour rewind of this week.
Yeah, you know how it goes. I start talking
Every
and it
time
just-
we start to say we've got nothing to talk about.
Nothing.
We just
We
have
got
nothing to talk about.
we don't even have 15 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, and it's just like, well,
You get
A
us rolling,
few
and we've got
moments
plenty to
later.
talk about. Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
all right. Well, we will be back next week. Maybe, possibly, rumor has it that there may be some kind of BRK announcement tomorrow, because we all know that VR loves to put out announcements after we record, so
That's
we
true.
can't like talk about it.
Well, hopefully it'll be good. We'll see. Sorry, I yawned. Are we recording this?
Yawning in the middle of
Yeah, sorry. We'll see. Maybe we'll come back and put a little plug in on this too. We'll see. Maybe it'll be that good that we need to come
maybe
in.
they've already listened to it because Streamception.
Ooh, Streamception.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye, everybody.